Aquarius. Oh, man, you guys, I love you. You pull at my heartstrings in a really special way. Um, I always open every month like that, but I'm actually filming you guys second to last, which is kind of beautiful. That's just how it worked out. And it's like when I sit down and I realize that I'm feeling through your energy, and I'm sitting there with it, I get so excited. I get so excited because it's just, I feel like a kid getting to play with my favorite people. Getting to go over to like my best friend's house, like that's how I feel when I sit down with you guys. I get really, really excited, like genuinely so thrilled. You guys are my mirrors. You guys are my teachers. You guys are my playmates. You guys are all of those things. And so the relationship with us is profound. Our opposite signs are always going to be very deeply connected to us. So I just so appreciate you guys. And, honestly, I have to be honest, you guys, June is a month where it's going to feel personal. I feel like you guys feel, like we've talked about this so many times, you feel things, you really feel through things a lot. You have your defense skills, you have your ability to hide that or just deal with it and forge forward. Regardless, I know you have that energy, you have that ability. But the thing that I get with you this month is that you're wearing your heart a little bit more on your sleeve, and it feels a little bit like you have an unprotected child outside of your, you have to watch a part of yourself external to yourself be unprotected. There is an element of vulnerability here this month, and I think partially it's that you've chosen to put yourself out there with that vulnerability and to put yourself out there with something. The energies are also just very heart-centered and very relationship and life path centered, and they're just very personal to you this month. It's just the way that the energy is moving. As Gemini season for you is fifth. It's lighting up fifth house, heart chakra energy for Aquarians, especially Aquarius rising, but really it is heart chakra energy for Aquarians. Gemini season is. We have a new moon in Gemini on the 13th, right? In the fifth house energy of creativity and heart. And along with that, Venus is going into your opposite sign of Leo on the same day. So that new moon, like right there, your entire heart is just out, spilling forward, spilling out. I don't know if you guys, Gemini is such communicative energy. It may be that you really feel like spilling your heart about something. Something may pour out of you around the middle of that month. That feels almost surprising in its intensity. I get that from you. Like I'm about to like tear up. It's not bad. It's good. It's good. Let's be clear. I'm shuffling right now, and I don't know what the cards are yet because I haven't turned them over, but it's good. It's good energy. I mean, at the beginning of the month, I forgot to mention this as well. Mercury is in Gemini, and it's trining Mars in your sign Aquarius. So you have this communicative energy, and I almost feel like what happens is June 1st, that's happening. That trine is happening. And it triggers something in you about what you want to communicate, what you want to create, and it builds. And then for a couple of weeks, all the way up through that and maybe through that new moon, and then it bursts open, right? There's something going on there with that. All the feeling, I put, actually the note for the new moon I put was boom, all the feelings, all connection, all the time. And I also said this is not easy for you Aquarians, but it's meaningful. This is not easy. But a lot of times the best things, as you guys know, come with taking those risks, doing something that is challenging, that challenges and pushes you, right? The other big thing, of course, we get into Cancer season. That's sixth house energy, taking care of your body, taking care of how you're taking care of your body. And along with that, we have Mars in your sign on March 26th going retrograde. So the initiator energy is slowing down for a couple of months. He's not going direct until the end of August again. So as we hit the end of the month, we're hitting into some really deeply spiritual slowdown energy. I almost feel like, you have the middle of the month, you have this powerful need to express something, share something, put your heart out. And then near the end of the month, we're going through a lot of, then you have the incorporation of whatever that brings with it for you. And that is with the Mars retrograde in your sign, and then also with the Capricorn full moon in your second house, right? No, your 12th house. I'm just rearranging the signs here. Your 12th house. That's spiritual. When you have a full moon lighting up your 12th house, illuminating where you are in the spiritual process, you're integrating a little bit more. So you can kind of see there's a whole big arc. Now, the way I'm going to do the readings this month, we're doing 8 cards. 4 cards that are about the big process. What is this bigger process? Where is it trying to take you? And 4 cards that are much more about how we can utilize your Aquarian magic throughout the month, right? And then at the end, I haven't pulled this card yet. We're going to shuffle away with the Cosmic Tarot and pull an overarching message for you all. And I'm really excited to talk about it. I just turned these over and wow. You guys, why do you make me so emotional? Seriously, I haven't been emotional maybe with Pisces this month. You guys, I think I just feel you. Like sometimes I just almost feel like I'm morphing into the other side of this. I don't know. Anyway, let's look at these first 4 cards. Like I said, the energies for where this is all trying to take you. Knight of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, the Lovers, Ace of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, you guys. What was I saying about that, having that heart out and how that's challenging but meaningful? You have something you want to express that is really, really, when you feel that it is put out there on paper, in person, it triggers that feeling of powerlessness, fears of abandonment. I know that's big for you guys. You do not want to be abandoned. You don't want to be shut out in the cold. You would rather just keep everything playful and light and focused on the movement than risk getting shut out in that snowstorm, right? You have a message here that you really want to share. It's such communicative energy most of this month up until the solstice when we hit Cancer season. And you really have something that's been building up, But every time you think about it, this is coming up. It starts triggering your worthiness. It starts triggering your nervousness about what happens if you just share in this way, right? Maybe you feel like it won't be received well. Maybe you feel like you will be misunderstood or shut down or ignored, Maybe it's sharing an artistic project that you've been working on secretly. Maybe it's telling somebody how much you love them. Maybe it's taking those risks. It has something to do with your heart chakra. It has something to do with your creativity and your love. And that shows up in so many ways in our lives. Now, the 5 of Pentacles, that card isn't saying you will be shut out. That card isn't saying you will fail. Because the 5 of Pentacles is about how we're viewing ourselves, the lens through which we're looking at ourselves, right? And a lot of times when this comes up, it's reflective of something that's triggered in you. But but that is a lens. It's like wearing a pair of glasses that have a whole bunch of scratches on them or a whole bunch of grime on them. It's like if you were looking through those glasses, the world would just look like this mess, this cloudy gray scratched up mess, right? But if you take them off, it's kind of a cliche metaphor that I'm using here, but we all get there. You have days where you just are looking through a very interesting lens, right? But the thing is, that is a lens. And we can talk about the nature of reality and how it's very flexible, it's very fluid, but look at what's here. If you are willing to push past this, what shows up? Bounty. The Lovers and the Ace of Pentacles. Can you get better than that? That is connection. That is somebody saying, oh, I hear you. I see how meaningful that is to you. I see how much that hurt you, how much that's come up for you. Here. That's so cool that you put that out there. I'll meet you. I'll meet you halfway. It's that rule too. If you take one step, the universe will bring you the next step. That's what this is. There's a pressure valve. Something's been, the way that I'm seeing this and feeling through this energy for you guys is something has been nagging at you for maybe most of this year. 2018, it's been kind of building and building and building. There's been some nerves about it. It may have been building really subtly under the surface for a number of weeks even, where you've been trying to ignore it or not pay attention to it or think about other projects, and it's still building and building and building. And this month, I just feel it coming out of you. And what I see is you pushing through something that seemed very scary and finding support on the other side, I have to admit, some of you, there's somebody who triggers really intense emotions from you. This can just be a situation, but there's also with Aquarius, when I see these, this is a lot about partnership and relationship and people you're close to. And, the people that really mean something to us will bring up the most wounded, fearful parts of ourselves and the most beautiful parts of ourselves, right? They are the most meaningful people in our lives, are the most effective mirrors. They are the most effective teachers, and they are the people that will be able to connect with both aspects of yourself, right? They will connect with the shadow side and they will connect with the sunshine. And there is somebody who pushes those buttons, and I don't think it's a bad thing, but I think it's terrifying for you guys. And I think you tend to resist it. I understand fixed sign energy. We want to do things our way and in our time. And you can't tell somebody to do it in a different timeline, right? So I would never tell you guys to push yourselves in a timeline that doesn't feel right for you, but I feel like you'll know what I'm talking about here. Yeah. Okay. Next 4 cards here. Some of the lived things to think about, some of the things to, some of the tools to use, some of the ways to move through this. But it's staying just as profound as the first 4 cards, I will be honest. Show you. We have the 7 of Swords, the Devil, the 6 of Swords, and the Sun. So you guys tend to pull the Lovers and the Devil in a reading a lot because you're speaking of lenses, you are one of the signs that's able to shift through a few lenses. Air quality has that, and you guys are able to step back and do that, kind of shift through, change your jellies on the on your lighting system. And, you're doing that here again this month. It's assessment month. I've been saying this, but, solstice times in both June and December are times where we're checking in. They're very pivotal. They're pivotal points in the year. Us living on this earth with our solar system and the way things work, it's a magical time. We're assessing, right? And we're rebalancing, we're redefining. So the last time you really hit up against this energy was about December. It's coming back around again, and it's taking a different form. But there are still questions coming up about your trust with it, right? Because when I see these first 2 cards especially, I see a lack of trust. I see a fear. I see nerves. It's so interesting to me because seriously, the image I had for Aquarius this month was you standing there with your heart in your hands. still all connected to you, still functioning fully, vibrantly, beautifully. Very healthy heart. Very, very healthy heart. But outside of your body. I mean, it's one of those classic symbols, right? Your heart chakra is just really being affected this month, and I think that's part of the reason. It's like, that's a chakra to just listen into, take good care of, honor very deeply, right? That's one way I will say that you will be able to see clearly even with this affecting you. But what vulnerability to stand there with your heart like that. Sorry, you guys. This always happens, I swear. I didn't see it coming. Yeah, why wouldn't this show up? Why wouldn't these cards show up? Of course they would. Because where is the armor? If you don't have the armor, you could get chained up, you could get taken away, you could be taken prisoner. I mean, one of the difficult things about having such a brilliant, analytical, quick thinking mind is you are able to also think up a million reasons why you have protection, right? If your heart's already outside of your body and you're thinking about why you should have protection, that's an alarming state to be in. You don't necessarily, maybe you feel you can't trust something. You're still feeling a little you don't trust something here, right? Once again, though, I mean, what's interesting is we're getting cards, that look a little scary, maybe a little bit about betrayal or entrapment, but especially the Seven of Swords is the way you're perceiving things, right? It's not so much what somebody's doing or not doing to you or for you or with you, and it's much more about your nervousness at being stolen from, like if somebody's going to steal from you, or that you are stealing something, or that you don't deserve it, and the only way you're going to get what you want is if you're sneaking around, and you don't like that because you're very authentic. Capricorn full moon, 12th house, right? There's that Capricorn full moon, and there's something getting incorporated here. I think there's a lot of healing going on, though. I mean, that's what I'm seeing. It's like you express something very deep. It's super scary. You are met with more warmth than you expected, and then you got to incorporate what that means for you and how that's affecting you, because it changes the way you're going to move forward. The next two cards, Six of Swords, the Sun. You are heading towards the sun. You're heading away from this. I mean, when you look at this storyline, right? Both the Swords cards are walking away from the devil. You aren't doing partnership that's obsessive and controlling. You are not getting locked in some cell. You're not doing it. You won't do it. You will not do it. That's just not going to happen with an Aquarius. Like, just forget it. No, we're not doing that. Nobody wants that. So and that's not what's coming of it. Though that's your fear. That's your fear that you will get stuck in that, but you're not. Your intellect is taking care of that, turning away, right? But here's the thing. If you look at the Six of Swords is going away from this subterranean energy into the sunlight. Into, what was I saying about heart chakra? The sun energy is Leo energy, your opposite sign. Energy is going into Leo as well. I think by the 29th, Mercury is going into Leo. Venus will already be in Leo. We are starting to get highlights and major infusions of energy that have to do with your opposite sign. Not only that, but we are looking at walking into warmer, more vibrant, happier pastures. Every time you decide to do this risk, take this risk, be open, share of yourself and your imperfect process and where you come from, you are getting met with sunshine. You do have to wade through some of this darkness before you get there, right? You have to be willing to step through a darkness. The card for the month already came out, and it's the Two of Cups. I was just going to start with the Cosmic Tarot, and the card flew out. You're getting met. How romantic is that card, by the way? For those of you in some kind of romance thing, you've gotten 3 relationship cards here. Lovers, Devil, Two of Cups. Happy for you. Leo, anyone? Leah? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You're getting met on the other side with understanding and love. People love you. I think a lot of you have people that love you utterly. You know, they love you completely. They love you even with your complicated mental processes. They love you with the part of yourself that isn't the crowd pleaser and isn't the performer. That is fragile as hell. They love all of it. They'll be so excited that you are even letting them into any part of that. I mean, that's what I'm seeing here. Your journey to get there, on the other hand, is hard for you. This is hard for you. This is like being asked to walk over coals, you know? A little bit at some level, right? I mean, once you've taken the leap, you're meeting with warmth, you're meeting with a warm fire, you're meeting with creativity, you're meeting with an infusion of understanding. But that's why I'm saying, you know, I can't rush that process for you. I would never tell you, oh, just do it. Just take your heart out and just walk around, carry it around. Offer it up to anybody who, obviously not. I would never ask Aquarians to do that. Out of turn or in a way that doesn't feel natural or good for them. I would never do that. The reading is just telling me that there is a desire there for you to connect to something, to share of something. You guys are just beautiful souls. Yeah, you just are. Like, really, truly. Yeah, that's all I can say about that. Yeah. This has been an honor. I'm more than pleased with what I'm seeing for you guys. It may feel super scary and a little rocky, but it's actually not. It's not. Nobody's out to get you. Nobody wants you to hurt. Nobody wants to shut you out. They don't want to. A lot of times they just don't have the information. They may not even know. They probably don't even know that you're feeling shut out, you know? So keep that in mind. Great final card. One of the best of the month, seriously. One of the best readings of the month, by far. I hope that I see you guys over on Instagram, at the SARAHTAROT. I would love to see you there. You guys are my loves, you know. Also, I will leave my website and my email. I do private readings, and working with Aquarian energy is a huge honor. I just leave with a goofy grin on my face every time we finish working together. Yeah, Skype and phone and pre-recorded, all of that. I'm also sitting here with my beautiful friend Jill, who does these amazing paintings. This is the Gemini painting right here, and I'm going to leave her Instagram and her website below. Connect with her. She's just an amazing artist, really connected with how to improve this world and our collective, and how to really do work that matters in this world. And PinkLune, another one of my tribe here, she's just doing amazing things. The stalactites are killing me, like, in the best way possible. They're just so cool. They're so cool. She's giving you 15% off. She had a couple of these at the time of this filming. I don't know how long those will last, since these are all unique. You know, these are unique stones. So I will leave her website and the 15% off promo code below, as always. I will see you guys in July. I love you so much. I hope I hear from you guys. Take care of those gorgeous hearts. I love you.